beautiful Aries, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading for the new moon. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is a little bonus reading for the new moon. The new moon occurs on the 23rd or 24th of November, depending on where you are in the world at the moment. And it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, it's actually a very positive new moon because it brings benevolent energy as it coincides with Jupiter going direct. Now, Jupiter is, of course, the planet of good luck, good fortune, and expansion. So if you have been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut or you feel like your luck has not been flowing in the right direction, then this new moon cycle will actually help with that. Being in the sign of Sagittarius, also you'll feel influenced to broaden your horizons. Perhaps put yourself on a course of learning or seek new adventures. Some of you may even connect to a new hobby or connect to an old hobby. Some of you may even decide to book travel to go a little bit further afield, because that fiery influence from Sagittarius means we are forward moving. We want to go out there, explore, push boundaries and achieve. Now also, of course, we do have Uranus still very active this month, so that means there can be some shocking energy or things suddenly changing. This can be in terms of your personal development as well as world events, so watch out for that too. Now, if you've been going through a very turbulent time, you can expect the energy to settle down a little bit as we align with a calmer frequency. But also, if you have been hurt in the past, then we do have a perfect connection between Venus, Mercury, and Chiron to bring healing, okay? So this can be a very positive time. In particular, my beautiful Aries, your 9th house is activated, and that is your search for meaning. So you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, but you're trying to understand your position in the life that you've built for yourself, but also in the world at large. You may connect more to spirituality or more to source. Celebrate whatever religion or source you celebrate. You'll connect to that in a deeper level. Some of you may seek higher learning practices. And you'll definitely, I mean, there's a judgment card, which is about your true calling, your true north, your true prosperity. So, and you've got the high priestess. So some of you may even enter into the spiritual arena. You may use your gifts, your talents to set up a new stream of income or set up a business, or you may feel called to a particular line of work or a particular calling, and you will be following or answering that call. Now, as we're going through a new moon cycle, typically we feel very energized with new moons. When we hit a full moon cycle, we feel a little bit more lack of energy or a little bit depleted in our resources. But this one, there's so many planets active at the moment and Jupiter going direct, there's a bit of a push and pull energy. So you may feel completely exhausted as we approach the new moon, but as we go on the other side of that moon cycle, you're going to feel a little bit more energized, okay? So just watch out for that. I know that as I've been coming up to the new moon, I'm definitely feeling a little bit more exhausted than usual, but I can start to feel myself recharging as well, okay? Whoa. So a little bit of explosive energy there. I mean, I'm not surprised. You do have the Tower as a protagonist energy. I'm just going to go get that other card because it just flew right across the room. And we've got the King of Wands. Now, male or female, this is not a gender-specific reading. The King of Wands is you, Aries, so you're definitely influencing your destiny, taking charge over the next couple of months. Let's see what's happening for you in particular. Now, this is your protagonist energy. We've got the Mouse, we've got the Tower, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. You may be going through moments of fearing loss or fearing change in some area of your life. Now, of course, we're all looking to the world at large and seeing that lots of different things are going on around the world, and I'm only mentioning the world because you also have the World card there as well. So you may be like looking at the world at large and thinking, wow, it's a very turbulent place at the moment, and you may be trying to time something, like time an economic crash, for example, or the housing market or something, because I feel like this is something that you're timing, okay? Because it's like you're a little bit anxious about something. And we've got the Tower there, but my guides keep pointing at the clock face. So it's like about timing. And we've got the Five of Pentacles there, which is also a card of worry. So there's definitely something here about either, for example, if you were trying to, I mean, we've got the Nine of Pentacles there. So some of you are trying to be really financially secure and stable. I mean, most people are, of course, but maybe you're trying to be financially sufficient in the face of any sort of economic downturn. I didn't expect this reading to go in this way, but this is what I'm picking up. Some of you may be wanting to buy a home, for example. You're saving for something and you may be looking at the markets, interest rates and inflation and all of that. And you may be thinking about a timed crash or a timed economic sort of fluctuation in the markets in order to make it work for you. Now, that's not going to resonate for everyone, but I really get this timed thing, because the protagonist energy is your energy. Okay, so right now, either you're timing some sort of change and you're a little bit anxious about it. I mean, it's a sudden change that's happening here, and you're just a little bit nervous about it, and it's something you've been worrying about for a little while. Know that it's all going to work out in your favor. I mean, you've got the World card, which indicates you accomplished your goal. And the King of Wands indicates your prowess will influence the situation where you benefit, whatever this is, okay? Now, I'm going to pull some cards on this because I'm just looking at it overall right now, and I am feeling a lot of anxiety coming from these cards. So I want to see in particular what that's all about. The Nine of Pentacles indicates, I mean, you're going from a Five of Pentacles to a Nine of Pentacles. So that does mean that whatever you feel fear of losing out, it's like you gain more, okay? So it's actually working in your favor. It's a benefit, okay, is what I'm seeing. But let's get straight to the first card. Now, the Mouse is typically about anxiety. It is also perhaps about loss. Some of you, and this is, if you've come to this reading, for example, and you've already experienced some sort of major shock or major loss in your life right now, firstly, I'm sending you the biggest hug I have to offer. All of my love to you. Life, unfortunately, is about ups and downs, and it is a difficult road to navigate. So if you are going through difficulty, or you've experienced some sort of surprise or some sort of change in your circumstances that has caused a lot of anxiety, I'm sending so much love. All I can see on the other side is that you're actually going to eventually, in some way, work this out, and it's going to be of benefit to you, because they're actually giving me this believe and receive and benefit energy coming from the water. I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading. If you have not experienced some sort of loss or a sudden shift in your world, don't worry, it's not happening to you. It's only if you've come to this reading already having experienced this, okay? I want you to be aware of that. But this card, I'm getting a couple of energies from this card. I feel like in the new moon phase, you're actually going to make major changes, or you are making some changes, because this could be that you are actually shaking things up because you've been feeling so stuck for quite some time. The Stork energy is also appearing in your reading, which indicates things have been stagnant for a while, and there's going to be a period of sudden movement. And I feel like you are the person who are making the changes for that sudden movement, okay? But these are big changes that you're making, and you may feel a little bit anxious about it, and you may be a little bit worried, and it's okay. Before we do something radical in our lives, we all get a little bit nervous. We all feel, what if we fail? What if it doesn't go the way we hoped? What if I make the wrong choice? What if I make such a big change and I don't like it? Can I go back? Well, we're constantly evolving. So you may as well try every avenue in life. Explore what life has to offer in all areas, because there's no such thing as failure, only it didn't work that time. let's try something else. If you find that you go down a certain path and you think, actually, that's not for me, you can always double back, or you can always choose another route. So there's always choice. They want you to be aware of that, okay? Nothing is final. They're giving me this energy. It's not final. You can work things out. But I actually see whatever path or whatever changes you're making, it liberates you. It gives you freedom. It gives you the ability to accomplish a goal and be on your soul path. That's what I see here, okay? Now, also, I get this energy, Aries, if you've been in some way, and this has been coming up a lot in some of the readings, so perhaps because collectively we're all going through the new moon energy, I feel like you're looking at areas in the past that where you felt like you've played small, or where you've given away your power to other people, or you felt they undervalued you or underappreciated you, or just had really low expectations of you. And I feel like you are empowering yourself, and you are sort of ending that phase or cycle of people looking at you like you are small, okay? Or that, you don't have value. I feel like you are doing a major shakeup in your life where you're like, you know what? Nobody gets to treat me that way anymore. I'm really getting that vibe here with this. Also, the other energy I'm getting, they want me to talk about the Five of Pentacles. It's like, they're indicating with this energy, the Five of Pentacles can be, sometimes we look at what we feel like we lack. So if you feel like we want to go for a promotion and we've got all the skills necessary to do that, you may look at some people who've got that position already and go, I could do that. I'm doing that right now. I might as well have that promotion and be in that position. But sometimes, if we don't have that certificate, or we don't have that, we didn't go to that university or whatever, sometimes we feel like we lack that certain something that could help us get to that position. Your guides want you to be aware, no playing small. Don't think about the things that you don't have. Think about where you can succeed. Think about the gifts that you do have, because that's actually going to help you further down the line. Confidence is the key to success, okay? They want you to be aware of that. Now, I really don't, sometimes I understand the sentence that they're giving me. Not sure if I like it or not, but anyway, it's like this energy of fake it till you make it. But I really get, actually, you've already proven that you're capable of accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's just sometimes fear or doubt can cloud our journey. So they want you to be aware, no playing small. Step into your power as you move throughout this new moon period, okay? Now, also, and I feel this very strongly here as well. I feel a lot of you perhaps have been like doing a lot of cutbacks around the home space financially, as well as, in terms of limiting the amount of energy you may use and things like that. I really get this sort of cutting back in order to cut out excess, to put yourself in a really good financial position. So I actually see you being very, very savvy, okay? You're making some really big changes around the home space. So for example, you'll be looking at areas where you may spend and think, okay, do I need that? No. Is it nice? Yes. Can I do without it? Yes. Then I feel like you're actually cutting back in some areas in order to save more, because you end up with the Nine of Pentacles, which is being very financially savvy, being very discerning about the way that you spend money, and building a life of luxury rather than flittering your money on things that perhaps are not necessary. So I actually get you being very financially savvy here, okay? So it may mean that you've felt a little bit like not going out, or you felt a little bit isolated recently, because the Tower energy can be about isolation and or feeling a little bit like cut off from things. Some of you may even think about going off grid or being under the radar, operating under the radar, because you are trying to accomplish something. So I feel people are asking, where's Aries at? I feel like, like a mouse, you actually see them just pop out from time to time and then just speed back in and like, oh, there they are, and then they're gone, right? So I feel like you're dropping into, how can I put that? Say if you're invited to something, you may drop in for like half an hour and then you're off again. I feel like you are being invited to things, but I feel you're kind of operating a little bit off grid right now. That's what I'm picking up on here. You've taken a step back from things. Now, also with the Tower energy, I'm getting a couple of energies here with the Tower. Now, the Tower can indicate that you've had some struggles, or there's been some obstacles and you felt a little bit blocked, or something has stalled and you've been trying to get past a blockage, or you've just felt really stuck in a rut where things have just gone round and round in circles. This is a major shift. Okay, you're liberating yourself from whatever this is. Sometimes you may feel a little bit shattered in your energy, exhausted, but I feel the changes that you're making are actually going to be of benefit to your energy as well. Okay, I feel like you're finding new ways to be very flexible in your world, because you're breaking down something that hasn't been working for you for a while. Or if you've been feeling that things needed to change, you're being the source of change. You're being the catalyst for change. Okay, so I feel like this Tower is actually happening for you. You are making it happen. You are I feel like you're disrupting the status quo, because you feel something's got to change here. Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles, of course, is again an energy of isolation. I mean, all these three cards are you may be feeling a little bit lonely, or a little bit cut off, or you're having to cut yourself off in order to focus on something. But the Five of Pentacles is a card of finding an alternative way. Okay, it can be about looking at areas in your life where you can build back better. So if something is not working in your life and you have to cut it out, then I feel like you're finding an alternative way. They're indicating that things have been hard. You have been struggling with something, whether that's a personal development issue, whether it's grief or some sort of loss or sadness, or even it could be a health worry, because I see, and this came up briefly in a Capricorn reading that I did earlier. Some of you may be it's like you may have been experiencing difficulty with food, and you're cutting certain things out of your diet in order to streamline your health. And it may be some things that you really enjoy eating, and it's really like annoying and upsetting, and you feel like, oh, I haven't got many vices and I really love that one thing, but now it keeps giving me indigestion, so I've got to cut it out. Or I've become intolerant to, lactose intolerant or something like that, and then you have to cut out your favorite foods or something like that. So I'm really picking that up as well. That's coming through briefly too. Now, in the resistance position, we have the fish there. The fish is, of course, about abundance, about wealth, about business. And we've got the Sun here, and we've got the Seven of Cups. So because it's in the resistance position, you may have felt that your luck has been off recently. You may have felt that things have been not going the way you'd planned. And some of you may have felt that things were not moving smoothly in the direction you'd hoped for. But that's all about to change as you move throughout this new moon period, because we get the fish in the resistance position and it gets turned upright by the time we come the other side of the energy we are exploring in the reading. So because Jupiter goes direct, it does mean a much more positive energy for all of us. And I feel like you will benefit heavily from it. There is abundance on its way. I mean, you've got the Sun card crossing it as well, which indicates success. It's a card of, being in a creative flow, attracting what you truly deserve and desire, having a victorious moment that will actually make you feel very, very happy. Also, it's about protecting everything you've worked hard for so far and being able to attract more. And I definitely feel like you're going to be able to do that. Also, with the Sun card, this is like a huge awakening. Whenever you get the Tower, the next card up is the Star, of course, and then we move into the Moon, and then we move into the Sun. So it's like a period of self-development where you break free from a cycle that has kept you stuck in a rut for a while, and you have a major awakening in order to let the Sun in. This is a very powerful, positive force in your reading that brings something to celebrate, okay? So I feel a very jovial energy here. And I actually feel you're going to have a boost of energy if you've been feeling low vibe energy recently, or you've been feeling exhausted or frazzled. The Seven of Cups indicates you have a lot of options open to you. Okay, and whenever you get the Seven of Cups, it also means use your imagination. You have a very fertile imagination. Whatever you think about, you can bring about, because each cup has something different in it. And actually, they're showing it to me now in the water. They're showing me a unicorn. Okay, so I feel like a unicorn is going to be, I mean, you've got a Pegasus right here, but they're showing me a unicorn in the water. And that indicates normally about infinite possibilities. So I feel something that you have been trying to attract for some time, you're going to start to see that it is aligning itself with you. Okay, the universe is working things behind the scenes to bring you what you've been working so hard towards. But the Seven of Cups is a card of making things work, using your imagination, and visualizing all the possibilities that you could actually have at this moment. So for example, because my guides are saying, for example, if you've just come to this reading and you found that you lost your job, okay, whilst that is a difficult news to process, of course, and you're going to feel a little bit nervous, it actually opens a huge door for potential. It says you can now do anything you want to do from here. You're not stuck in that cycle. Yes, you may be worried about finances, but it gives you an opportunity to get something better. And I feel if you are looking for a job, for example, I definitely see you reaching your goal of doing something that really speaks to your heart, where you really make a difference, because your ninth house is activated, which is a search for meaning. Is what I'm doing, does it have value? Can I find some meaning in this? Is my heart engaged? And with the Judgment card there, the World and the Nine of Pentacles, I actually see you totally bossing up into a new position or getting a new title with more money and accomplishing a goal that you would not have accomplished if you did not lose that job, or if you did not leave that space. If you are actually suddenly deciding to leave a space, I feel like whatever you're walking towards is so much better than what you're leaving behind. So I'm really getting this major shakeup happening for you, this major change, and it brings a lot of benevolent energy, a lot of auspicious energy into your world. And walk tall with confidence, with your arms wide open to receive the blessings that are on their way for you. I feel like you're on the up. I get this. It's really interesting. If I was, now everybody's going to want to do something different in the world, of course. Everybody's got a different calling. But if I was to look at this spread and I was to describe it in like a catchphrase, I would say rags to riches. That's what I'd say. Rags, someone who has been through the ringer and is overcoming all the obstacles to come out on top and be the champion. That's what I feel, okay? You're going from the Mouse, the Tower, and the Five of Pentacles straight to the Sun, the Stork, the Judgment card, the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, the World, and the King of Wands. That is success, okay? And I feel like you're turning things around to work in your favor. Now, the outcome energy, as I said, we've got the Sun and the Stork. So suddenly, there's abundance available to you. Suddenly, things are changing and starting to look better. The future is looking brighter from where you're pointed from. I feel like it's around about the second, third week in December, you're going to have a real smile on your face. Like, yeah, this came through for me. This really happened for me. I'm in a strong manifestation phase where I'm attracting what I'm working towards. The Sun card, of course, is success. Some of you are actually going to receive a lot of recognition for your career. I will address love in a moment, because I feel right now that you're not really focused on love. I feel like you're focused on responsibility, on empowering yourself to make the next step or the big changes in your life. And you're focusing on your family unit. I feel like you're thinking more about your true calling, what you're in this lifetime to achieve, and whether you feel fulfilled in whatever it is you're doing at the moment. The Stork energy, number 17, star energy, of course, indicates a lot of healing as we move throughout this new moon period. But I also feel, this could be childhood wounding, releasing a lot of things from childhood in order to empower yourself. Sometimes we, especially as children, we absorb a lot of our surroundings. And if you grew up in a very unstable environment where you felt always in fight or flight mode, because I'm really getting that on my shoulders right now. It may mean as an adult you have certain go-to emotions or positions that you go to when you experience or get triggered. You experience something similar or you get triggered in those areas. I feel like you get an opportunity to really look at those areas as you move through the new moon period, and even things that you felt like you had processed and let go of. I feel like they may raise to the surface only gently for you to really say, you know what, that has no control over me anymore. I'm in control now, because Aries, you're powering up here, okay? Now also with the stork is sudden opportunity or sudden news coming on in here. Storks deliver news. They also deliver babies in mythology. So I feel like some of you may also hear of someone being pregnant, or you yourself may find that you're pregnant, or you've made someone pregnant if that's the case as well. So definitely hearing of a pregnancy. But I get this energy, improvements. Things are changing. The energy is renewing. You're in a transition period where things are getting better. Trust in the process. Yes, change, while sometimes change feels so uncomfortable. I mean, the Tower energy can feel so uncomfortable, but it is actually a positive transition for you to get the best out of life, okay? So I definitely see something better headed for you. We've got the Judgment card, so that is about being at a fork in the road, making some changes. And these are big energies, okay? I mean, you've got the World card there, which means end of struggle, coming into a new cycle, transitioning into fulfillment. The Judgment card is about your soul path or your true prosperity path. This is a calling. When you get the Judgment card, it's a calling, as you can see the trumpet there, it's a calling from your guides or from spirit to leave your old life behind and embrace the new, to sort of understand what you need to do next, and you're being called forward to take the direction that your heart has been longing to take for a long time, okay? This is a little card of an awakening, and I definitely see a divine awakening occurring in your reading. I mean, you've got a Tower, you've got the Sun, and you've got the Judgment, and that always means a major accepting period where we accept and forgive our past, and we ascend into something better, okay? Also, it's about really facing the music, as it were, and being really honest with ourselves and say, we got to cut out all this negative stuff in order to embrace a new path. So I definitely feel like you're in a self-evaluation period where you're reaching for a new life, and in order to do that, you've got to cut out the things that you feel impede that new life, that new path. Even like food, if you feel like you've been recently, as we approach the new moon energy, if you feel like you've been like, you know, binging on, you know, food that is a quick fix, shall we say, and we all love quick fixes, right? You know, I'm guilty as much as the next person of reaching for that packet of biscuits and maybe having like, I'll say, oh, I'll have one or two, and then suddenly I'm halfway through the packet, and then suddenly the whole packet's gone, and I'm like, did I do that? Oh my gosh. I'm so glad no one else saw it. It's just me. Anyway, but you know what I mean? So I feel like you're actually taking charge and saying, no, I'm cutting that out now because I'm going to go through a phase of having healthier options, or choosing the healthier option for you. The Judgment card with the High Priestess, a lot of you, I mean, light workers, definitely light workers I'm connecting to in this reading, and you may feel called to a spiritual path. Some of you may feel a calling to set up your own business or become independent, become an entrepreneur, and you may use your spiritual gifts to help others, okay? The High Priestess is also mute. She does not discuss that inner wisdom, that inner vision, that intuition. She has innate knowledge where she just knows that something is going to work out because she believes in the universe. She trusts in the unknown. And you may be trying to make changes in your life that you're keeping to yourself at this time in order to watch it happen before you tell anybody, okay? Now, the Judgment card with the High Priestess can also be you're a little bit cautious and you're trying to use your intuition as you step forward on the next part of your journey. But know that there are going to be, I mean, I do see quick changes happening here, but you don't have to rush in all at once. You can take a pause in order to make sure your intuition is engaged, okay? I feel like you're going to get flashes of psychic energy where you just know something as well. So watch out for that. That's going to be very strong up until the second week of December for you, my beautiful Aries. But what they are giving me is you're going to connect to source. Maybe do things like meditation or take moments of silence, 10 minutes a day perhaps. And in those moments, you're going to find the answers that you seek. Also, you're going to find peace with the thing that you're worrying about or that has been worrying you. They're actually showing me that everything is going to reveal itself to you over the course of the next couple of weeks, and you will see that you're in a very powerful position, and you can be positive that the next steps you're taking will lead you to the joy and the happiness that you seek. You will be celebrating something is what they're showing me. Okay. Now, as I was saying, some of you may be setting up your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. You may use your spiritual gifts. Some of you may actually set up your own channel on YouTube or on a social media platform. Some of you may actually connect to doing things like Reiki or yoga or teaching practices to help other people, because I'm getting real strong energy of, you know, a mentor. Some of you may even come across a mentor who can help you or influence the direction you take. So watch out for that as well. Now, financially, we've got a Nine of Pentacles. So that's about having a little bit more money to save this month than you've perhaps had in the past. The Nine of Pentacles, typically it means to be self-sufficient financially, trying to save for a life of luxury or for a better life. Also, it entails, you know, enjoying solo pleasures. So, you know, really investing in yourself and what you like. And what you, it's almost like also having a little bit of extra money to pamper yourself, perhaps. So I feel that you're cutting back in areas where you feel like you've been overspending or you've been, you know, there's excess. I feel like it's money in the bank. That's what I feel here with this. Typically on the Nine of Pentacles, there's a figure who has 6 pentacles all to herself, and she's normally holding those, and she's letting go of 3. So I feel this is also about you being discerning about the energy that you give out at this time. I feel like you're recharging your batteries because you've been feeling a little bit exhausted. You may have even been running on your nerves or anxiety recently, and that could have been because of world events. It could be personal events, whatever it is. I feel like you're recharging your batteries, and whilst you'll still like help people and always be there for people, I get this energy of you keeping a majority energy for yourself at this time because you've been overextending yourself in certain areas of your life. I feel like you've either overcommitted yourself or you felt a little like burnt out recently. And I feel like you're protecting your energy from energy vampires. Nine of Pentacles, though, indicates that you're being very savvy with your saving and spending habits. So I feel like you're putting yourself in a really good position. Also, the World card indicates an accomplishment of a goal, success, completion, and things coming full circle. This is a card of you actually being on the journey and being in the right place at the right time to meet opportunity. Okay, so if you've been worrying about the changes that you're making, know that the universe is lining up something greater for you and that you are going to meet that opportunity for you no matter what position you're in. Because we need to remember that what is meant for you will never pass you by. It will always meet you. It will always find you. Whatever is meant to pass by, it's just not meant to be on your path. That's with friends, family, love, opportunities. If it's not good for you, if it's not meant for your path going forward, you will find your way without it, okay? It's almost like, you know, rejection. I always say rejection is protection and redirection, because it means the universe is saying, that's not for you. So unfortunately, we got to take that away from you. You, on the other hand, may feel rejected in that scenario, but actually the universe knows better and says, well, that wasn't for you, because later on down the line, you're going to feel like you got cheated, or that it was toxic for you, or it just didn't lead to the growth that you were expecting, or it does not meet the thing that you're manifesting right now. It's just not meant for you. So we got to take it away. And sometimes that's painful, and we don't see in the moment how it could not be for us. We feel a sense of loss, a sense of grief. The universe actually sends you on another direction to protect you from that thing that you thought you wanted, but actually there's something better over here rather than this stage over here. So the universe is directing you to something greater. They want you to be aware of that. Now, the World card also is a card of the end of a negative cycle. And I also get that if you've been the sort of person who does not finish projects, or you've been a little bit scattered in your energy, you're going to you're going to restore a sense of clarity, and you're going to be in a very productive phase where you tie up loose ends, okay? Anything that also has been delayed and worrying you, you're going to get really good news, and things start moving in the right direction. Suddenly, everything's moving. I feel a lot of you, how can I put this? There's this energy that keeps coming up, and I haven't been able to pinpoint it. So I'm going to give you what it feels like, okay? Because sometimes, and I'll always be honest with you, I'll say, this is the energy. And sometimes I'll go, there's this energy that comes through and I can't quite grasp it, okay? And I'll try my best to communicate it to you, my beautiful Aries, along with the cards that I'm getting. But I want to describe it to you in this way. So for example, if your boss calls you into their office suddenly, and you're like, oh my gosh, they've been doing a lot of like meetings with people, and suddenly like releasing people from employment and things like that. My boss has just called me in. Oh my gosh, it's my turn. And then you go into the meeting and your boss says, we love what you've been doing. We'd love to offer you a promotion. You know, it's something that you're like, OMG, this is all going to go wrong. This is awful. You're worrying about the worst, but actually you end up getting the best. That's this energy that keeps coming through. I try to give you a scenario in order to explain this energy that keeps circling in your reading. We've got the King of Wands, which is your card, my beautiful Aries. You are being empowered. You're being bold. This is a card of leadership. It's a card of vitality, of motivation, of drive, of being bold, of being able to accomplish everything you set out to by using your passion. Your passion is your power, okay? You are influencing your circumstances. So I see a lot of you may suddenly leave a space in order to set up your own business, or and be an entrepreneur, because this is the card of being entrepreneurial or being in a position of power and responsibility, but you took a risk or a chance to get there, okay? The King of Wands is also a spiritual influencer, and the fact that you've got the Judgment card along with the High Priestess card, some of you will use your spiritual influence to align yourself with your goals, and you'll feel fulfilled in the work or the calling that you are gravitating towards, okay? I feel like you benefit, but also you help others benefit also just by being in your company. So that could be through mentorship, or it could be that you are just an inspiration to others as you trailblaze, because I get this energy of trailblazer. I feel like you're making waves. For those of you who are not working, for example, I mean, and you may be or retired, I feel like you're on a bit of a spiritual quest. You may have felt that things have been difficult recently and that things have just not been flowing in the direction you'd hoped for. But they want you to know that you do not walk alone, that your guides are with you every step of the way, and that there are changes coming. And whilst they may seem sudden, they are for your benefit. Okay, they want you to be aware they are for your benefit. You are secure. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of being self-sufficient. The World card is a card of reaching a goal or an understanding of your place in the world, feeling satisfied with who you are. And the King of Wands is to feel energized. So if you've been feeling lack of energy or motivation, I feel like you're empowering yourself and, you know, in a really good position. Also, some of you may be trying to go on a vacation or relocate, and it may have been delayed for a while, and it may have, like, you may have even lost out money on this, is what they're showing me. I mean, some of you may have had to delay or postpone or reschedule travel because of unwellness or something like that. Know that you will be back on track and you're going to enjoy it even more. And I feel like there's some sort of benefit or bonus that comes. So for example, gosh, my guides are really putting me through the ringer today. They're like, give them an example. And I'm like, okay. So for example, if you were unwell and you had to reschedule your travel plans, and perhaps you had to pay a forfeit in order to do that, you know, change the date on your travel, you had to pay like $50 or something like that in order to reschedule. When you actually take the trip, they're indicating that perhaps you meet a very nice soul who checks you in and actually puts you in like first class, or you know, you get some sort of benefit, or you get some sort of free drink or free meal or something. You actually end up getting a little gift. Okay, so watch out for that. That's what's happening there as well. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. Okay. They want me to go again, so I will. Okay, so oh wow, I hope you caught that on camera. Maybe you didn't because the box is there, but I don't know if you saw my guides literally take the first card off the top for you as well. They said, and this one. I hope it got caught on camera because I love it when these things get caught on camera, but it just was selected for you. I'll rewind the video. It's here. So it just slid right off, okay? Wow, divine timing. Your guides really want you to be aware. It says here, surrender to the divine timing. The universe is looking out for you. Trust. Some things are not the right time. Surrender to the process. And we've got a huge coin there as well. So I feel financially, things are going to be working out for you as well. But I feel like, you know, clouds represent uncertainty, difficulty, and ever-changing circumstances. Clouds, you know, it's like ideas formulating, but they always change and shift and morph. And sometimes with clouds, you never know where you're at, or things are constantly shifting. But I feel like divine timing, the universe is looking out for you. That's a very important card that they just selected for you. Anyway, the first card here is the soul would have no rainbow if the eyes had no tears. Okay, so of course, in order to make something really special or have a very unique experience, sometimes it's blood, sweat, and tears, right? The tears, when you have a rainbow, you know, the rain, and you need the sun. And you've got the rain at the beginning there, so yes, I can see that you've been going through difficulty, but you also have the sun as an outcome. So you're actually creating something very unique and special on the other side. Now we've also got children. Okay, as I said, you may hear of a pregnancy. I had that energy coming through as well. It says, don't let life tame you. Explore your path like a child. And that definitely came up in the reading, to be very curious about all the options available to you. And it says pregnancy, playfulness, innocence. We've also got the staff. Take stock of the situation before making a decision. Stand firm, spiritual power, wait. So as I said, you're going to use your intuition. Don't rush in. But things are going to change quite quickly, but you don't have to go too fast, right? That came up there. So hold your power. If someone in your life is trying to force you into a decision as well, and you're worried about it, stand your ground. You have the power, okay? I'm definitely getting that energy. You have more power in the situation than you realize, because you start off with the mouse, but you end up with the King of Wands. So you're going, like, you are empowering yourself, and you are in a really good position. We've also got TP House. It says, expect a change in your home, a move or a new household member, relax and retreat, family, belonging. So I definitely was picking up on someone trying to either time the markets regarding a move in the home space. So that can resonate with you there as well. It's number 21, so things will come full circle. You will get your desired outcome, is what they're showing me there. But there may be a change in the home space in terms of personal development. We've also got snake. Okay, now snakes typically in spiritual energy kind of represent rebirth, shedding old skin. But it says here, beware of the hidden snakes that pretend to be harmless. Secret enemies, rivals, fake friends. Now that did not come up in your reading. I did not feel that energy. So this card is obviously given to you for a reason. So, I mean, I would say if anyone, especially during this time period with Uranus in effect, it can be a time where people, you know, do not deliver on promises, or they go back on their word. So watch out for that. But if anyone is not investing in friendships or situations with you, then that person really does not have your back. Of course, we can only give the energy that we have to give in that moment. So that person may be going through something personal and say, I can't be there for you, Aries, right now because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff myself. But if they're honest and open about that, at least you know where you're at. But it's the people that you feel you're always helping that person, and then suddenly that one time when you need something from them, they're gone, or they just can't. So of course we've got to meet each other in the energy that we find each other, but just be aware. I feel like you're being very discerning about the company that you keep anyway. And we've got offerings. As I said, there was some sort of news coming your way. There's some sort of good news coming your way, something being offered to you. And this travel thing, I feel like you're given a gift as well. It says, there is an offer or a gift that's meant for you. Trust it. Offer a gift showing respect, healing. So something really positive coming in your way. Some of you, it will be that you are being offered a promotion, or and you're worried at first, but actually it turns out in your favor. But there's definitely a gift or something being given for free. I mean, it could literally be that you go for a coffee and it's like on the house or something like that. So they want two. So, okay, thanks so much. I'm sure we're grateful. Finally, we have Raven Shaman. And it says, you are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. That's definitely connected to the high priestess, keeper of the mysteries, okay? You have innate wisdom and knowledge, and something that you're doing is actually, you may be keeping it on a low frequency right now, not telling anybody about it. But whatever this is, know that it'll be very successful. We've also got Sea Turtle. You are the master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm, and your path will unfold. Persevere, and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. Okay, so again, there's a fish there as well, which represents abundance. So I feel like you are going to be in the flow of things. Things just start working out in your favor. Jupiter is actually a very welcome energy. Okay, things get much easier. I have to say, you know, the energy, the time period, it's like things get a little bit easier from the end of November into March next year. And then we have a lot of planetary shifts that will bring a lot of new energy. So let's see what happens in March of next year. But for November into December, January energy, I feel like it was much more positive energy for all of us. So I'm just going to get a little trinket before we close. We got the Hamza hand, and that is the hand of protection, okay? So whatever it is you're worried about, know that you are being protected and redirected. So, and I feel like you actually take charge and influence your circumstances in a really positive way. You're making the right moves, okay? But your guides walk with you. You are not alone. So they just want you to be aware of that. And of course, they want it on the Sea Turtle protection card. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you, my beautiful Aries. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. And it lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is actually very important for me too. I do like to know that it's connecting to people out there in some way, shape, or form, and that it's making some sort of difference to help people. So it's really important to me. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries. Love and light.